Serious ethical issues are being raised after it emerged that US and Chinese scientists have implanted human cells into monkey embryos.
In remote research stations, the unimaginable is becoming reality as scientists blur the lines between species in ways that defy the natural order. These creations are as disturbing as they are fascinating. Welcome to a world where ethics take a backseat to experimentation, and the creatures born from these twisted experiments challenge everything we know about life itself.
Number 20. Human-chimpanzee hybrid. Number 20 on the list of crossbreed experiments from hell, we have the human-chimpanzee hybrid.
The existence of all of it represented the first really tangible bit of ostensible evidence.
The concept of a human-zee, a hybrid between a human and a chimpanzee, has fascinated many people for generations. Though humans and chimps split along different evolutionary lines ages ago, the notion of creating a crossbreed has persisted in folklore and science fiction. Over the years, several dubious claims have surfaced about so-called human embryos being successfully developed and even birthed. One of the most shocking stories emerged in 2018 when evolutionary psychologist Gordon Gallup made startling claims about a human-chimp hybrid supposedly born in the 1920s at a research facility in Orange Park, Florida. According to Gallup, researchers had inseminated a female chimpanzee with human sperm from an unknown donor.
You could either inseminate a female chimpanzee with human semen,
And incredibly, the chimp became pregnant. The pregnancy went full term, and a hybrid creature was born. At first, the scientists marveled at the result, likely amazed by the strange mix of human and chimp traits in the infant. However, it wasn't long before the reality of what they had done began to sink in. Faced with the ethical and moral dilemmas of bringing such a being into the world, the scientists decided to end the experiment by euthanizing the newborn hybrid.
We can do it the other way around. Maybe we can impregnate human females with sperm of chimps.
Number 19. Woolly mammoth. Scientists are embarking on an extraordinary project to bring back woolly mammoths, the colossal creatures that roamed the earth over 10,000 years ago. Instead of resurrecting these ancient giants directly, they plan to use advanced gene editing technology called CRISPR to transfer the mammoth's genetic traits into Asian elephants.
Less than 5 years away from seeing mammoths back on the planet.
Not if it's going to happen, when it's going to happen.
It is simply a function of time.
This means giving the elephants features like smaller ears and thicker body fat, which will help them thrive in cold environments similar to the tundra where mammoths once lived. But this effort isn't just about reviving an ancient species. It's about creating a new kind of hybrid animal that blends extinct and living creatures. While this is an exciting prospect, it comes with serious ethical concerns.
How to essentially reprogram the cells of elephants, allowing Colossal to then recreate their modern-day version of a mammoth.
One major worry is how it might affect ecosystems and biodiversity. Some biologists are concerned that focusing on bringing back extinct species might take attention and resources away from the urgent task of protecting our current wildlife. Moreover, introducing genetically modified animals into natural environments could lead to unpredictable changes. These hybrid elephants might disrupt the balance of ecosystems, affecting other wildlife and even altering climate patterns. So, while the idea of reintroducing mammoths is fascinating, it's essential to carefully weigh the potential risks and unintended consequences before moving forward with this ambitious project. Number 18. Zonki. A zonki is a unique hybrid created by crossing a male zebra with a female donkey.
All right, have you ever seen a zonki? 5 News photojournalist Laura Castleman introduces us to Xander the zebra donkey.
This fascinating creature belongs to a group of zebra hybrids known as zebroids. Even though most of these hybrids are unable to reproduce, zebra hybrids have been around since the 1800s. Initially, they were bred to help with transporting and carrying weapons, but later on, people also bred them for their unusual appearance as exotic riding animals. The main reason for crossing zebras with other horses was to develop a mount with better immunity and resistance to diseases. In early 2020, a remarkable event took place at Chulu Hills National Park in Kenya. Caregivers had rescued a pregnant zebra and brought her to the park. To everyone's amazement, she gave birth to a zonki, a rare and intriguing hybrid, right there at the park. Number 17. Llama. The llama is an intriguing hybrid born from crossing a dromedary camel with a llama. Camels and llamas typically breed only within their own species, so this hybridization is a relatively new phenomenon. In 1995, the first llama was created by mating a male dromedary camel with a female llama. Due to the significant size difference between camels and llamas, they couldn't mate on their own. Moreover, attempts to inseminate female camels with male llamas did not result in pregnancy, and the exact reasons remain unclear. Llamas share some traits with llamas, such as lacking humps and sporting long, fluffy coats. Their ears are a unique blend of camel and llama characteristics. Despite this, llamas retain the camel's robust legs, making them well-suited for desert terrains. Their feet are a hybrid of a camel's foot pad and a llama's cloven hoof. With both camels and llamas having 74 chromosomes, llamas are fertile. However, no offspring have yet been born from two llamas. As they mature, llamas tend to be more attracted to llamas rather than camels. Number 16. Beetle-computer hybrid. In 2006, scientists achieved something truly astonishing. They embedded a computer chip into a living beetle, giving researchers the power to direct the beetle's movements.
And this cockroach is not thinking either. Instead, it's being directed by a microchip in its backpack.
It might sound like something out of a science fiction movie, but this was a real-life breakthrough. Although scientists had previously experimented with turning insects into robots, this time was different. For the first time, they managed to fully control the insect while still allowing it to make its own choices when not under direct command.
In the laboratory environment, and we are ready to bring this technology into simulations of collapsed buildings.
Imagine a beetle buzzing around, still very much alive, yet capable of following orders like a tiny, living robot. The potential of this experiment is both vast and thrilling. Consider, for example, its use in disaster situations. When natural disasters strike, finding and rescuing people quickly is crucial. These tiny computerized insects could prove incredibly valuable. Due to their small size and ease of control, they could navigate tight spaces that are inaccessible to humans or larger robots, potentially locating disaster victims much faster than current methods. But the possibilities extend beyond disaster response. Creating these insect robots is simpler and more cost-effective than building entire robots from scratch. Researchers only need to develop the chip and radio components, and then pair them with a controller. The result? A tiny, controllable insect robot. This innovation could revolutionize the field of robotics, making it easier and more affordable to develop new technologies. Number 15. Dodo bird revival. The dodo bird is an extraordinary and memorable creature that has sparked the curiosity of people all over the globe. This unique bird, known scientifically as Rhaphis cucullatus, lived on the island of Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. It was roughly the size of a turkey, with a plump body, short legs, and a large, curved beak. Closely related to pigeons, the dodo was famous for its friendly and inquisitive nature. European explorers first encountered the dodo in the 16th century, and it quickly became a sensation among sailors and adventurers. Unfortunately, the dodo's trusting demeanor and fearlessness made it an easy target for hunters. Its meat, eggs, and feathers were sought after. And as Mauritius was colonized and developed, the bird's natural habitat was destroyed. The arrival of invasive animals like rats, pigs, and monkeys further worsened the situation, as they preyed on the dodo and its eggs. Despite efforts to save it, the dodo was declared extinct in the late 17th century, with the last confirmed sighting occurring in 1662. Today, the dodo stands as a powerful symbol of extinction and conservation, reminding us of the importance of protecting our planet's wildlife. Named after the Portuguese word "dudo," meaning fool or crazy, the dodo was a herbivore that ate fruits, nuts, and seeds. Although it couldn't fly, it was a swift runner and had a keen sense of smell. Scientists are even exploring the possibility of reviving the dodo using DNA from its closest relative, the pigeon. The dodo played a crucial role in Mauritius's ecosystem, and its disappearance had a profound effect on the island's biodiversity. Number 14. Liger. The Liger is a fascinating hybrid, born from the mating of a male lion and a female tiger. These magnificent creatures can grow to be over 10 feet long and weigh more than 900 pounds.
This is one of the largest ligers in the world, if not the largest. We're at Myrtle Beach Safari.
However, some of the largest ligers have been known to reach an astonishing 2,200 pounds. In the wild, lions and tigers usually don't cross paths because they live in different places and have different behaviors. So, all ligers that we know of today are the result of either chance encounters in captivity or intentional breeding programs. The very first recorded case of a lion and tigress being bred in captivity dates back to the late 1700s. By 2017, it was estimated that there were around 100 ligers in the world.
Father of the ligers is Arthur the lion. He was just this gentle, easygoing lion.
Many governments and animal rights groups argue against breeding lions and tigers together because these hybrids can suffer from serious health issues. Ligers are prone to birth defects, obesity, and abnormal growth, all of which can strain their organs and shorten their lives. Additionally, their mixed behaviors can make it difficult for them to interact with others of their kind, as their habits don't fit neatly into either species' usual patterns. While there are rumors about wild ligers, they actually only exist in captivity, where they are bred intentionally. Despite their short lives, ligers grow rapidly to become the largest cats on the planet.
People love big cats. They all think they're fantastic. And what's bigger than the biggest of all big cats?
Number 13. Grizzly-polar bear. Long ago, polar bears and grizzly bears lived in separate worlds, with a vast distance keeping them apart. But as global warming caused the polar ice caps to shrink, polar bears began to drift southward into the grizzly's domain. This shift brought these two impressive species into contact for the first time. People have long speculated about which bear would win in a fight. A polar bear or a grizzly bear. While this debate rages on, the truth is far less dramatic. Instead of clashing, these bears are more likely to find each other romantically interesting. When their habitats overlap, something extraordinary happens. A new breed of bear is born, known as the Pizzly or Growler bear.
What is a Pizzly? A Pizzly is a hybrid that results when grizzly bears and polar bears mate.
These hybrids are the result of polar bears and grizzlies mating. The term grizzly bear for these hybrids might sound amusingly misplaced. The first known sighting of a Pizzly occurred in 2006, and though sightings are rare, scientists believe there may be more of these hybrids out there than we know. These unique bears combine features of both parents. Polar bears' traits, with grizzlies' darker fur and larger claws. Their blend of characteristics makes them a captivating subject of study, and they might become a prominent part of the animal kingdom in the future. Number 12. Molly-guppy hybrid. Crossbreeding guppies with mollyfish is like matching two perfectly complementary puzzle pieces because they both belong to the Celia genus. This intriguing process often leads to the creation of hybrid fish, whimsically called muppies or glayfish. These hybrids can present a dazzling mix of traits from both parent fish, offering a variety of colors, shapes, and fin styles that fish lovers find fascinating. However, even though guppies and mollies are genetically similar, they have different needs for optimal health and reproduction. This means that while the hybrids can look stunning, they might also face difficulties with their health and survival. Not every hybrid will thrive, and some might encounter problems. If you're thinking about trying this crossbreeding, it's crucial to pay careful attention to the details. You need to create a controlled environment with good water quality, the right temperature, and proper nutrition. Keeping a close eye on the hybrid's health and development is important, as they might have different needs than their parent species. Number 11. Holfin. Hybrid animals often spark curiosity, and the Holfin is no exception.
So what happens when a whale and dolphin make a baby? They create a brand new species.
This fascinating creature is a mix between a false killer whale and an Atlantic bottlenose dolphin, and it was first identified in 1985. Since its discovery, Holfins have been spotted a few times in the wild and even in captivity. What makes the Holfin stand out is how it blends traits from both parent species. Typically, dolphins are smaller than false killer whales and bottlenose dolphins, averaging just over 6 feet in length. They have a more slender build and shorter flippers compared to their parent species. Another intriguing aspect of the dolphin is its social behavior. It tends to exhibit more dolphin-like social traits, forming close bonds with other members of its group and engaging in playful activities like surfing and chasing each other. Number 10. Cuban crocodile hybridization. A groundbreaking genetic study conducted by a team of Cuban and American researchers has unveiled a troubling discovery. American crocodiles are interbreeding with the critically endangered Cuban crocodiles, a situation that could lead to a decline in the already precarious Cuban crocodile population, which is found only in the Cuban archipelago.
Box right in here. Oh, great. Back up. Hold still. There's a croc right here.
While it has long been known that Cuban and American crocodiles could interbreed in captivity, this study is the first to confirm that such hybridization occurs in the wild. Cuban crocodiles, renowned for their impressive leaping skills and fierce nature, hold a special place in Cuban culture. Although exact numbers are uncertain, scientists estimate that around 3,000 Cuban crocodiles remain in the Zapata swamp, with a smaller group in the Lanier swamp on the island of Youth. Their population has suffered severely due to extensive hunting from the mid-19th century until the 1960s. The research team gathered and analyzed DNA from 89 wild Cuban and American crocodiles, plus 2 samples from zoo specimens. Surprisingly, the genetic analysis revealed that American crocodiles in Cuba are more closely related to Cuban crocodiles than those found in mainland Central America. There is only a 1% genetic difference between Cuban and American crocodiles in Cuba, compared to an 8% difference between the Cuban-American crocodiles and those from the mainland. This discovery suggests that the crocodiles in Cuba might represent 2 distinct evolutionary units, which are crucial for conservation efforts and the species' evolutionary history. The researchers warn that hybridization could be a major threat to Cuban crocodiles, alongside illegal hunting and habitat loss. Hybridization could lead to genetic mixing or even replacement, potentially endangering the survival of pure Cuban crocodile lineages. Number 9. Human-mouse hybrid.
Researchers have found a way to grow an adult-size ear on a rat.
When it comes to strange medical experiments, the human mouse, also known as the vacanti mouse, definitely stands out. Back in 1993, scientists at Massachusetts General Hospital conducted an unusual experiment by injecting cartilage cells into the back of a mouse. The result? A mouse with a human-like ear growing on its back. While the vacanti mouse may seem like something from a futuristic movie, the real goal of the experiment was to explore the possibilities of using artificial organs for medical transplants. By making an ear that resembled a human ear, they hoped to pave the way for developing artificial organs that could one day be used in human transplants. The experiment was considered a success, but it's uncertain when or if we will see artificial organs used in human transplants. For now, the vacanti mouse remains one of the most bizarre and intriguing medical experiments ever conducted.
This is really creepy. I mean, mice are creepy enough.
Since then, the vacanti mouse has served as a model for growing other organs, such as hearts and lungs. Scientists are optimistic that this technology could eventually help people in need of organ transplants by creating organs that match their own. However, not everyone is comfortable with these experiments. Some lawmakers have attempted to regulate the use of transgenic animals, like those with human genes, and chimeric animals, which have human organs or cells. For instance, laws in Arizona and Louisiana, as well as a federal bill proposed by former Representative Sam Brownback, aim to balance innovation with ethics. While it's permissible to create animals with human organs or cells, there are restrictions on creating full human-animal hybrids, or animals with human brains. These regulations reflect a common concern. It's acceptable to modify an animal's simpler parts, but there are serious ethical questions when it comes to altering its brain or other complex systems. Number 8. Geep. Imagine blending a goat and a sheep into one incredible creature. What do you get? You might find the answer at a petting zoo in Arizona, where a rare and adorable animal called a Geep is making waves. This fascinating hybrid is the offspring of a sheep and a goat. Usually, when these two animals mate, their offspring don't survive, which shows just how different the two species are genetically. Despite both goats and sheep often grazing together, these hybrids are quite uncommon. Butterfly, a delightful Geep born in Scottsdale, has captured hearts not just in Arizona but all over the country. Her name comes from the unique black spots that make her look like a little butterfly.
She looks just like a butterfly because she has so many colors.
The petting zoo owner was taken by surprise with Butterfly's arrival, not just because of her rare breed, but because they didn't even know the mother was expecting.
We were not even aware that she was pregnant because we don't have a male.
Butterfly has inherited her father's goat-like feet and face, but she also sports the fuzzy wool and longer tail of her sheep mother. With her energetic jumps and playful antics, Butterfly seems more like a lively goat than a sheep. She's simply irresistible. Number 7. Naruga. In the late 1980s, something truly remarkable was discovered. A creature called the Naruga, which came from an unexpected union between a narwhal and a beluga whale. A fisherman, hoping to catch a usual beluga whale, instead stumbled upon an unusual creature. This creature had gray skin and the distinctive horn of a narwhal. Fascinated by this strange find, the fisherman carefully preserved its skull. Nearly 10 years later, a sharp-eyed researcher spotted the skull on top of the fisherman's house and became curious about its origins. It wasn't until 30 years later that scientists were able to unravel the mystery through DNA testing. The results showed that the Naruga was a first-generation hybrid, born from a purebred narwhal mother and a purebred beluga father. The Naruga, already an adult when it was found, provided a rare glimpse into the hybridization between these Arctic animals.
And honestly, they just keep getting weirder the more you learn.
Although narwhals and belugas do share a habitat, encounters between them are rare. The limited chances for mating between these species and the often sterile nature of their offspring make the birth of a Naruga an extraordinary event, occurring only about once in a million births. Number 6. Beefalo. A beefalo is a fascinating blend of buffalo and domestic cattle.
Basically, beefalo are a hybrid between the American bison and a cow.
This unique breed first appeared in the 1970s and combines the best traits of both animals. A modern beefalo is composed of 3/8 buffalo and 5/8 domestic cattle, with a minimum of 17% bison genes. While attempts to cross buffalo and cattle in the past often resulted in infertile animals, beefalo have overcome these challenges. These animals have a broad, muscular build, but don't have the pronounced hump seen in buffalo. Their well-shaped hindquarters give them a striking appearance. Beefalo are known for their calm and easygoing nature, making them more manageable than their wilder buffalo relatives. They are a great option for farmers interested in something new, though it's wise to handle all bulls with care. One of the biggest advantages of beefalo is their disease resistance. Thanks to their buffalo genes, they are hardier than regular cattle. Their thick, fine coats keep them comfortable in both winter and summer, making them adaptable to various climates. This resilience and adaptability make them a popular choice for beef production. Beefalo are known for their long, healthy lives and their ability to breed continuously. They are excellent mothers, and their meat is praised for its rich flavor and lower cholesterol and fat content. Additionally, beefalo meat has up to 6% more protein than standard beef, making it a nutritious option for meat lovers. Number 5. Toyger. With its striking looks and charming personality, the Toyger cat is a delightful mix of big cat style and small, friendly demeanor. Created in the 1980s by Judy Sugden, daughter of Jean Mill, who originally bred the Bengal cat.
And so then you breed that kitten to another kitten that might be
The Toyger cat was designed by crossing a striped domestic shorthair with a Bengal. As a relatively new breed, Toyger cats are still quite rare, making it challenging to find breeders.
It being a designer cat, they really are designing this to have as many tiger features as possible.
The name Toyger is a blend of toy and tiger, perfectly reflecting the breed's aim. to resemble tiny tigers. While Bengals were bred to look like small leopards, Toygers were created to mimic little house tigers. Sugden also had a bigger goal in mind, to raise awareness about the conservation needs of real wild tigers. Due to their rarity, Toyger kittens can cost between $1,500 and $5,000.
Toygers are appropriate for somebody who first and foremost is willing to spend a lot of money.
However, some breeders follow Sugden's vision by donating part of their earnings to tiger conservation. Number 4. Mallard-pintail hybrid. When mallards and pinetails breed, they create one of the most common wild hybrids in North America. Other frequent mallard hybrids include black ducks, widgeon, shovelers, cinnamon teal, green-winged teal, and gadwalls. These hybrid ducks often struggle to find mates because they don't fit neatly into the categories of either parent species. Their mixed features and behaviors can make them less appealing to potential partners. For example, male hybrids might lack the vibrant plumage and courtship skills needed to attract and keep a mate. This can sometimes even lead to the extinction of certain species. Mallards are particularly competitive breeders, and their tendency to hybridize with closely related species poses significant challenges for conservationists. In areas where American black ducks once thrived, mallard hybridization is increasingly common. As mallards have expanded their range eastward, they've had more encounters with black ducks, creating more chances for hybridization. Changes in black duck migration and winter habitats, due to deforestation, have further facilitated this interaction. Forests that once acted as barriers between these species have been cleared, allowing mallards and black ducks to meet more often. Number 3. Human-cow hybrid. In 2008, there was a fascinating study involving human-animal hybrids. The goal was to discover a cure for Parkinson's disease, which made it an intriguing project. It's like pushing the boundaries of science to see if we can do things like bring back dinosaurs or find new solutions to big problems. After all, it's better than bothering cows for their eggs or eating 3 bowls of cereal before hitting the gym. Scientists experimented by taking the nucleus from a cow's egg and replacing it with human cells. This created a blastocyst, or a cloned embryo, which provided stem cells for research. It's a remarkable step forward in science, but it raises questions about how far we should go with manipulating DNA. Friends of the Earth US, an environmental watchdog group, reacted strongly to this experiment, raising concerns about the potential dangers of milk from genetically engineered cows. They warned that this milk could pose health risks to people and have harmful effects on the environment. The group called on US regulators to keep milk from these human-cow hybrids out of the nation's food supply. There have already been instances where genetically engineered foods triggered allergic reactions in people. However, no research has yet been done on milk from these human-cow hybrids. Furthermore, if these genetically modified animals were to escape and reproduce, they could unintentionally affect other animal populations, potentially causing unforeseen problems. Number 2. Superball python hybrid. Superball pythons are a fascinating hybrid breed that combines the traits of the ball python with either the blood or marble Borneo short-tailed python. This unique crossbreeding results in a striking appearance, showcasing a beautiful pattern of green, black, and tan scales, a captivating blend inherited from both parent species. As adults, these snakes typically reach lengths of 3 to 5 feet, making them a manageable size for enthusiasts, while still impressive in their own right. Superball pythons are known for their robustness and longevity, often thriving for up to 15 years in captivity. Their resilient nature makes them a popular choice among reptile keepers, who appreciate both their striking appearance and their relatively straightforward care requirements. Hybridization in reptiles is not a new phenomenon, but the creation of ball python hybrids is particularly notable for its frequency and variety. While hybridization does occur in the wild, the production of such a diverse range of hybrids in captivity is remarkable. Currently, there are about 56 recognized hybrids of the ball python, with many more pending official recognition by established herpetology organizations. Number 1. Jackalope mythology. The jackalope is a fascinating creature from North American folklore. blending the features of a rabbit with those of an antelope or deer. Picture a jackrabbit with antelope horns, or more commonly, deer-like antlers. This mythical hybrid has captured imaginations for years. The origins of the jackalope are often traced back to an old Hichol myth, which tells of magical rabbits that bestowed their horns upon deer. But the modern jackalope as we know it was brought to life by Douglas Herrick from Douglas, Wyoming. After a fruitful rabbit hunt, Herrick stumbled upon the idea of combining a rabbit's head with deer antlers. He simply placed a pair of antlers next to some rabbit carcasses in his taxidermy shop, which sparked the idea for this whimsical creation. His jackalope was sold for $10 as a playful joke. The jackalope's fame grew, turning it into a beloved urban legend. These mythical creatures were said to be both fierce and mischievous. Stories claimed that they could imitate human voices and join in campfire songs, but they were also known for attacking humans by goring their legs with their antlers. To guard against such attacks, lumberjacks supposedly wore stovepipes on their legs. According to legend, the only way to appease a jackalope was to offer it a drink of whiskey. Interestingly, some believe that these horned rabbit stories may have been inspired by real rabbits suffering from a virus called the shop papillomavirus, which can cause horn-like growths on their bodies. What are the potential dangers of pushing the boundaries in this field, and how can we ensure that these experiments are conducted responsibly? Let us know your opinion in the comments below.